Okay, so obviously, if you can see down here, we have not played a lot of games on these heroes this patch. I would think that Share Bear is probably our best choice here then. If I imagine that... If I imagine that Curse King is pretty good this patch, then Share Bear should be pretty similar. So we'll go ahead and take Share Bear. So in this spot, I believe that we lead on Poly. And I'm going to lock the Forbidden Fruit. We may sell the Poly to pick up a different unit if this doesn't end up slaying. I do think that the turn 1 is the highest chance that Poly slays. And it is possible that May will run something with 1 toughness on Galahad here. Looks like it's a 1-5. That's fine. So on this board, we're definitely picking these two up 100% of the time. Honestly, I think I just locked the coin again because it's going to give us an extra unit next turn. Alright, so leveraging our hero power again here with the extra gold. We're going to go ahead and Fruit. And we're going to buy the Blind Mouse and both supports here. Do we want a tier 3 or do we want to try and get a tier 4 with this Polywoggle is a question. Because if we want to try and get a tier 4, we should probably rearrange our units something like this or this. And then not worry as much about the Poly, just leave it over here. I think this makes the most sense to me. Could honestly be this. I think this positioning is okay for this fight. And then we'll put the Poly somewhere up front to try and get a 4. I think we can try and leverage that a little bit better in the turns going forward here. That was not a great hit for us, but I think it'll be okay. It looks like it's not. No, it is. We 50-50'd there to hit this one, so that's a good outcome. So we could take another Poly. I think I'm okay with it, and we're going to roll. A bit awkward. Could pick up another Frog and the Princess Peep to flip it. We could just grab another Frog and then 4 Glory, though it's pretty unlikely that we're going to win this combat if we do. We could grab a Shadow Assassin. And then 4 Glory, that might be more reasonable. Like if we do this, we dump the Blind Mouse and 4 Glory. I think this makes more sense to me. Because if either of these slays, then we'll be in a pretty good position. Looks like 1 can slay. We have potential here to be able to win. As long as we shoot this before it slays. Okay, perfect. So we found an Arthur, not the most exciting. We could shard it to an Evil, which I think might be more reasonable. Let me look real quick at my options for Evils, just to double check and make sure that that's something that I want to do. So it's a Sporko, Chupa, Sheep, Book, Medusa, or Vulture. I think of those, I'm fine with any of them. Monster Book is fine here. We have 1, 2, 3 evils. We could pick up the Queen of Hearts and stick a little bit more evil if we want. I think that's actually okay. We want to run this and this. We can play the Poly again later. What if we do something like this? I think this gives us a bit more stats overall. Hopefully it's not Falling Stars. Earthquake is not awesome, but it's okay. So they are scaling with a very strong scaling board. Let's go ahead and pick this up. I don't think we're casting Falling Stars or picking up the Sleeping Princess here. I kind of want a Gingerbread Party going into 4. So they lost last round. I think Dark Contract is pretty strong. So is the Secret Stash. I think we're going to take Dark Contract and we're going to see if we can buy another evil thing. I think I'm kind of okay with buying the Black Cat here. Maybe something like this for this round. Our positioning is not ideal overall, but I think it'll be fine. This allows us to leverage the Dark Contract to be a bit stronger this turn. Leading into this shop here. Double Gingerbread Knight is interesting. We have a bit too much health for that to matter. I think Fireball is too strong on this turn not to take. We can take the double Spellweaver here. I think that's incredibly strong. Let's get rid of the Cinderella. We'll take Hat. We'll reposition this like so and roll. Sporko's a huge pickup here as well. I think we can dump the Mim and the Baby Root to pick up the Sporko. I'm trying to reposition this so that this shoots earlier, but I don't really need this to shoot with the buff. Like a 17-19 is already plenty big enough. Could be this. This also splits up our Queen of Hearts in case they fireball. There is a world where we want this Soul Tack, but I think I'm more interested in finding like more Sporkos, potentially even more monster books. We could still play spells. If we pick up more books, we can just put the Weaver in the back. Okay. So we can Mix-a-Wizzle on the Frog. It's mostly free. Could pick up a Sheep in Wolf's Clothing. It is a decent upgrade to the cat because we have the Dark Contract for this turn. I could also just roll. I think we're just going to roll. This triple is huge. Actually huge. I think we grab Sting in this spot, as we can reposition our units a little bit then. And it can allow us to trigger these polys later. Free Kidnap is nice. We can't exactly afford the Sheep in Wolf's Clothing now without selling some of our polys. So I think what we do is we run a poly this time. We'll see if a 17 is enough. The Shadow Assassin is a little bit worse if it's not supported, but theoretically that should be able to slay. Looks like it got attacked into, which is unfortunate. So it does make us a bit weaker here. Especially with this Sporko in the back, it's a bit scary. That's not good for us. The 23-17 can very easily just delete our units here. Wow, we lose. That's some bullshit, actually. That's a really bad run out on the back row for us to lose that fight. That sucks. We did get a Grim Soul from the Kidnap, so I guess it's fine. Let's pick up the Monster Book. Certainly an upgrade over the Shadow Assassin here. I don't think I want the Sheep in Wolf's Clothing. I do think I'm going to take this other Monster Book, because if we get Fork... if we had found Fork, we could have double the ended, like the Grim Soul or the Shadow Assassin here. Which would have been incredibly powerful. Trying to figure out what I'd like to take here. Coin is kind of unexciting with the Black Cat in the front. Could just be Gloves of Thieving. Could Gloves of Thieving over the Dark Contract now. Let's go ahead and eat this. I think I'm going to do something like this, and we'll try to flip the poly, but if it upgrades before it flips, I think that's okay too. That's not great for us. That's really fucking bad for us, actually. I mean, we're going to win this fight, I believe. But that does set us behind a bit on our stats. We win the fight because realistically, like, their board didn't do anything, but not great. Got a Lightning Dragon out of them. I think we take the Burning Tree, especially with the Sting, but I don't think that we take the Oni King, despite having two monsters. I just don't think it's necessary here. Let's go ahead and roll. I believe that we eat this. Just go straight to 6. I would very much have liked to triple this poly.